As high achieving women, we often believe that mindset is the key to unlocking our next level lives. We push ourselves to think positively, to stay focused, to show up for our goals every single day. And while mindset work is incredibly powerful, and it's super powerful, it's often not enough to break through the barriers that hold us back if we're carrying a lot of emotional weight. So you might have done all the right things, the journaling, the affirmations, goal setting, and you're achieving these incredible things in your life, and you probably have what appears to be from the outside a very envious life, and you're aware that you're living this incredible life, but you still feel stuck, disconnected, like you're not living your full potential, like your heart is telling you that there's way more for you, like something just isn't clicking, and you know that you've got a lot of dead weight within you that you just need to shift to move forward. The reason for that is that true transformation isn't just about thinking differently. It's actually about feeling and healing at a deeper somatic level through the body, not just through the mind. So let's get into today's episode. So what you need to understand is that emotional blocks are stored in the body. That's where they live. They need to be felt to be healed. And you'll hear people talking all the time about, oh, I've got this block, or you have a block, or this or that, talking about blocks. But we often consider these blocks to be mindset blocks. So we're thinking, right, okay, I can't achieve this because I've got this thing in my mind stopping me. It's not about your mind. It's about your body. Now, okay, the mind and the body are very closely connected in terms of how they are integral for you to be achieving your goals. But I reckon you already knew this intuitively. You know that tightness in your chest before you give a big presentation, or maybe you're pitching to a new client, or something's happening in your life. The knot in your stomach when you're setting boundaries. You know that way where you get tense, you get warm, you're having to take deep breaths. The tension in your shoulders that never seems to go away. If you've got that stiff kind of upper back, you get migraines maybe even sometimes. These are not just symptoms of stress. This is your body trying to speak to you. Every single thing that shows up, I can't find the word, but every single external symptom, let's call it, that you see in your life, whether that be weight gain, whether that be migraines, whether that be, you feel like you can't use your voice. This is your body speaking to you. And what your body's basically doing is it's alerting you to a resistance in your life. It's alerting you to a resistance that you have within your body, that it's asking you, hey, pay attention to me. We need to sort this out. Don't you see this? Don't you feel this? Something's way out of whack here. Let's look at this. That's what's happening here. So when you come up against any resistance, that's when you need to take the time to stop and assess what's going on in your life. Even if you have years of mindset work behind you, if you have been literally a personal development junkie from the minute you realised personal development books existed, like me, then if you are still carrying unprocessed emotions, your body will keep the score. And yes, I'm referencing the book, Your Body Keeps the Score. So make sure you get reading that one if you haven't already. But for example, you might be wildly successful in your business, but you feel anxious every time you stop to rest. I'm telling you, this is one of my biggest things. Every time I know that I need to rest, I'm almost and now I'm listening to my body more, so much more. But even still, when my husband will see me and I'm like, oh, I just need to rest. I'm having to excuse myself for taking a rest. And he's like, why are you telling me this? Okay. I am almost justifying the fact that I need to rest. When I'm going to bed early, I'm like, I'm so tired, I need to go to bed early. Why do I need to justify that? I don't. But I've been programmed that you need to be on the go. You need to be, and you're probably the same. And that's probably why you're wildly successful in some respect. You don't need to be always on the go to be wildly successful. Don't confuse what I'm saying here. But if you've always been on the go, if you're a very goal-driven person and you never stop to rest, you're going to feel that unease. Okay? And why are we doing it? It's tied to years of perfectionism. It's tied to years of over-functioning or a fear of losing control. Let me know in the comments if you feel that too. When you know that your body's out of balance, when you feel it, until that tension is acknowledged, until it's released at a somatic level, which is to do with the body, how we let it out through the body, it will quietly sabotage your sense of peace. And that's the one thing that you're not being able to fix right now. So let's move on. I just want to also state the fact, for those of you that are not aware, some of the elements of work that I use in practice are somatic. What this basically means is to do with the body. Okay, we've got mindset and body. These are the two, obviously spirit as well. Spirituality is very deeply connected to you living your most fulfilling life, your most up-leveled life with your highest self, because it's about your mind, your body, and your spirit, okay? But the key work that we do at the moment, I know that you're spiritual, you're here, you're on the Mrs. Manifestation channel, you're a spiritual person. So we feel like we've got that down. You've tapped into your spirituality. But what I really love to help women with here is the mind and the body and getting them to work together with your spirit to create your next level life. So somatic means of the body, okay? It means it's about tuning in. It's about feeling what's actually there in your body and allowing your body to process what the mind alone cannot. Now, releasing these emotional blocks, it requires more than just shifting your mindset, which can be tough because you're rewriting programs that have been there for your whole lifetime. But somatic release requires a really quite a deep process to take you through the stages of releasing all of that trapped energy. That's just really what it is. So it's not about forcing anything. It's not about doing hard work, but it's really massively about the thing that you've never given yourself, ever. And I'm going to tell you what that is right now. You need to give yourself, to be successful, to go through the stages, presence, awareness, love, and compassion. This is the one thing that you need. These are the things that you need that are integral to your somatic release of these blocks. So, how do you start to tap into your feeling of your body? How do you start to actually recognize your body? Let's give an example here the next time you can do it. So let's say you're about to lead an important event. Let's say you're going into an important social situation. Let's say you're in a kind of high stakes situation here and your chest gets tight and you start to feel like, okay, I'm going to have to take more deep breaths. I'm going to have to focus. I'm going to have to get really into that, that power state of mind. You could power through. You could just be in that mode of success mode. I've been there. I've done that. Where you're putting on that personality, you're putting on that side of your personality, you're bringing it out. But isn't that draining sometimes? So instead, you could pause and you could ask, what's here? if you have time, of course, okay, because you don't always have time to stop and pause and ask. It's like these children gurus that say, oh, you know, you have to take your time with the child and stop. And you're like, yeah, that's great in an ideal world. When you've got one child in front of you, the other baby isn't crying, the other one isn't doing this and that, dinner isn't cooking. Yes, it's great to just stop, isn't it? But no, like, you're not always going to have time in that moment. You can only do the best that you can do. So if you're literally standing on a stage about to give a TED talk, it's maybe not the time to start tuning in and having like a deep session on, is there, you know, what am I feeling here? But just take a snapshot and just say, right, what am I feeling here? What's coming up for me right now? Is it fear? Is it part of me that still doubts my voice, what I'm saying, my authority? Do I not want to be seen? What is it there? What am I feeling? And if you can just take that feeling and literally say, right, thank you. Thank you for that body. Thank you for letting me see this. I'm just going to pop it on the shelf right now. I'm just going to pop it in this drawer away for now. I'll pop it in my bookshelf, let's say. And what we're going to do, we know you're there now. I'm giving you importance. I see you. But right now we need to kind of get on with this because it's quite important for what we're doing. So let's pop you on that shelf, and later tonight, when I have time to decompress, I'm going to see you fully and I'm going to hear what you have to say. And that's essentially how you find out quickly in the moment. But you can revisit these things and go back, and I'll go into that deeply as we progress within this series. But when you create space to feel the emotion, instead of just being like, right, let's just go into power mode, let's just cover this up, let's just, no, fake it till we make it. No. When you actually don't analyze it, you don't need to analyze, you don't need to, rationalize anything. It's literally just creating space to feel an emotion. When you create the space to feel it, really feel it, you can release that. And this is where the real change happens. It's not through more thinking. You need to, it's easier said than done, but the thinking is not helpful in this case. It's the feeling, it's the witnessing, it's about letting it go. And I know this sounds really easy, and you're probably thinking, yeah, it sounds easy, but how do we do this? Well, it's deep layered work, because you probably tried to let things go in the past. You've probably tried to chill out in the past. You've probably tried to forgive in the past, but it's not happened for you. So this is deep layered work, but it's the only way to truly transform. And it's only going to be helpful for you when you're actually ready to do it. It can be scary to think about revisiting these feelings. But trust me, you're revisiting them every single day of your life, are you not? But you're just pushing them down. Your life is being severely impacted by this, so it's going to take some bravery from you to actually face this head on. And as they say, the only fear is fear itself. The only thing to fear is fear itself. So don't be afraid of it. See this as the next thing you can do to upgrade your life and actually free yourself. Some of this work can be done alone, through breath, movement, quiet presence, piecing stuff together on YouTube. But there are times where you may need support. Support not to be fixed, not to be seen as, this perfect person, but actually support that where you can be encouraged, where you can be seen, where you can be held in that moment. Encouraged to go deeper, but only when you're ready. That readiness is sacred. That is the key. You cannot, it's like when we try and give, yes, us, we have so much wisdom. We love to impart it in others, don't we? But no, you can look at somebody else's life and say, oh, they could just do this. How could they do that? How could they live like that? You literally can't say that because you don't know what they've lived through. We can all make judgments about other people, but we don't really have the authority to do that until we've walked a mile in their shoes, until we actually understand the full gravity of what they're going through. You're not understanding what's going on in a person's life. And you cannot ever expect anyone to change because you want them to. The same way that you can't expect yourself to change until you feel, this is time for me now, I'm ready. So if you've been doing other things, here's some signs that you're ready to change. You've been becoming addicted to other things. Maybe it's been like substances, maybe it's been like alcohol, drugs. Maybe you have been forming unhealthy addictions like that. Maybe you've been like, sounds ridiculous, but you could have an unhealthy addiction to exercise. Because what you're doing, you're literally using it as the one thing that anchors you. If you could not live without something in your life, without just going through a normal daily life, then you're addicted to that thing. I said it. If you could, and I'm not talking about oxygen, I'm not talking about food here. And I like exercise every day is so important to me, but I'm talking about like over exercising. I'm not talking about having a glass of vino here and there. I'm talking about, well, it's an addiction I have because I'm going to keep doing it. It's the only way I see food addictions. I'm doing it to soothe myself emotionally, and that's the whole point of this. All of these things are emotional things that you're using to soothe yourself emotionally rather than actually confronting the problem. And I am not judging you on this because believe me, I have been there for years and years and years and never wanted to do the work. But the moment I started to do the work was the moment my life transformed. And it didn't happen overnight. It took me years to become brave enough to do the work and to make the changes. You don't need to rush your healing. You don't need to force your growth. But the moment will come for you when you feel something in your body stir and whisper, it's time. And having the right guide can make all the difference when that time comes. So if you have been doing the mindset work, but you still feel like something is holding you back, then this is your permission slip to go deeper. Somatic healing allows your body to finally let go of what your mind has tried to manage for years. Now, I'm going to be dropping a meditation on this as we go further into the series, and that will really help you. It's going to be a somatic visualization meditation where it's going to help you to do the work yourself. I want to give you all the tools that you need to at least get started on this journey. But if you are ready to dive deeper, you don't have to go it alone. But you do have to do it on your own terms. And you do get to do it on your terms. Being supported with grace, with deep respect for everything that you've carried. And if you're ready for that, one way that you can do that with support is through the Spark Clarity Activation. It's a personalised video session designed to help you to do just that. I also have one-to-one coaching. You can find out more below in the description or also on mrsmanifestation.com. So I also want to share with you the Manifestation Power Pack. It's going to help you to essentially manifest your dream life. We don't focus there solely on the somatic healing, but we do focus a lot on helping you to step into your next level self in many areas of your life. So it's all about a holistic way to step into your dream life. And you can find out more about the Power Pack and the latest offers and everything that I mentioned at mrsmanifestation.com. And I just want to finish off by reminding you that you have the power, but the power lies in you doing this emotional healing. So I want you to put in the comments below the one thing that you're going to do today to start making these changes and unlocking your next level self. Tomorrow's video is going to be super powerful. I'll see you there for the next one.